Welcome to another episode of Come Together. And we're live.
Have you ever considered upgrading to like just regular microphones?
Yeah, so actually I, at my 100th episode, a bunch of my buddies made me a party, and they bought me a $250 microphone that had a little clip for your shirt, and it had another pair, and it was Bluetooth, and they gave it to me while we were all pretty drunk, and I left it at the pub that we were drinking at, and yeah. So I've thought about it, and I want to. The truth is that I have I have a lot of conflicting. You just slide it, yeah, there you go. I don't want to invest too much money into. By the way, I have like 5 more of these, so okay. As much as you want. I don't want to invest too much money into something that's not making money yet.
Okay.
So I'd like to play with house money once, and right now this works really well. Mm-hmm. I think, I guess I haven't heard feedback from people that the audio quality was bad. The only time that it's not good, which happens to really everyone, is if you're doing like a video from away and it gets choppy or the Wi-Fi breaks out or whatever. That sucks, dude. Especially because like when it happens like an hour in, and you're like, oh, that's a great episode, except for the fact that everything just sounds chopped up. And I'm not an editor. I'm not like good at that. So it's ruined a few episodes before, but overall it's been great. So Chris, dude, here you are, man, doing your first podcast. A lot of fun. There's a couple of reasons why I wanted specifically to talk to you.
That was a question I was about to ask.
Yeah, why you?
No. Do you just go around asking people? Because it's what episodes, or do you feel like at this point you have some sort of sixth sense when it comes to finding people who have good things to talk about?
Yeah, I think it's more the second. I'm really just you hang on to the back over there. I'm more interested in good people, and then hearing the way that good people think and having good conversation. And you can tell pretty quickly who's a easy person to talk to, or who's a kind of conversational person to kind of talk to. And so the podcast kind of started for a long time, me just hanging out with friends and talking, having laid back conversation. But I always had aspirations to get it to be a little bit more not professional, but to get people that I didn't know, strangers, and people that are experts in different things, and people that I would be interested in talking to. And I knew that one of the first ways, one of the ways to do that is to build up some kind of authenticity.
Okay.
I know from my days of building up my website that that authenticity is found, or at least online, it's ranked based on either the amount of content and the frequency that you publish it, or the amount of clicks, views, how much time people spend on the page, how much time people spend listening. Mm-hmm. So
the engagements and
the engagements. Yes, exactly. Right. So I knew that in order to start getting guests, the same process would have to happen, which is if I send someone, hey, I want you to come on my podcast, and they check out the link and they see 4 episodes, they'd be like, I don't know who this dude is. Mm-hmm. But like what you texted me, right? Whoa, 100 episodes already? Like, that's cool. So that's the reaction that I was going for. And then once I get that reaction and I could get some strangers on, the first guy that really got back to me that I was really excited about was a guy named Dr. Ryan Wagner. And he's a psychiatrist in the chair department at University of South Florida. I drove to Tampa to meet him and record with him.
Okay.
And he was awesome. He was sweet. He was nice. We had a great conversation. He was great with his time. He would expand on every question and, give me stories and give me a lot to think about. And once I had that, I just pivoted and I was able to say, I reached out to other doctors and be like, hey, I have a podcast, and check out my previous guests. And some of my other friends were in med school already. So we'd already had, a couple of people in the medical world. But also I think a big part of the podcast is like the fun, laid back conversation. And I think that people do, I like that. I like having them. I don't like every episode to feel like it's like an interview. I feel like, I just like conversations with friends and people hanging out. So, yeah, when you started rolling, we started hanging out.
Okay.
I was like, dude, this dude obviously seems like a great guy. I'd love to record an episode with him.
Thank you.
And I didn't even get to it until I recorded an episode with Dalton. What are you looking for? Ashtray?
Just paper.
Oh, sure. Hang on a second. Keep on going. Okay. Yeah. Usually when I'm actually recording, I'll also have bullet point list of things if there's a particular guest I want to talk about. You trying to find a blank page?
Right, that one.
Take any page, yeah. So, dude, tell me a little about yourself, man. Aside from the fact that you were a Cobra Ninja Warrior, that
I don't really think there's anything special about the skill level that I'm at. I just showed up.
Isn't that what's special? A lot of people don't show up.
I guess. I think jujitsu really did aid me in building up a certain level of discipline, and tenacity.
When did you get started? How long are you doing it for?
I started in 2018. I lived in DC prior to that, and I always wanted to do Krav Maga. And it was just
You lived all over the place.
yeah.
Oh, baby. Okay, yeah. Okay. So you started doing Krav Maga. By the way, taste the tequila. L'chaim.
I put this out.
Just leave it on the... Yeah, there you go. You can just leave it. It goes out by itself. You can even leave it on the table. Sweet? Terrible? No more.
Did you press play?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to do Krav, but it was just too far and it wasn't tenable
Okay.
at the time because I didn't have a car. I was like 22.
Okay.
Everything's expensive in DC.
Yeah.
Um,
What was in DC? Why'd you live?
family.
Oh, your family was there?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
I moved there maybe 2006,
Okay.
2002.
So you lived there for 12 years.
About. From Jamaica.
From Jamaica.
Yeah, and then
Straight?
no, I was living in Florida before then.
Wow. So Jamaica, Florida,
uh,
DC. I know you went to LA at one point.
yeah,
And
But I
then
was
back to
like,
Florida.
like 4 months.
Yeah, who cares? It's still fun, yeah. Okay, and then you're back.
Oh wait, hold on.
Okay.
But I never got to do Krav. So when I moved to Florida, I was like, okay, I have more mobility here because the cars were cheaper.
Mhm.
And the first place that I went to was like the marketing Krav Maga was like 13 minutes from my house, and it was a gym called Crave, run by this dude from Tel Aviv.
There you go.
His name was Yaniv.
Zaniv. Yaniv or Zaniv?
Yaniv.
Yaniv, yeah.
And that's how I started jiu-jitsu.
Oh, you started jiu-jitsu because you wanted to start Krav Maga.
Yeah. But he didn't even do Krav Maga anymore. It was just like old, what do you call it? SEO?
What?
SEO, the thing you do on websites. So like,
Oh, SEO. Yes.
So he didn't even. It wasn't even.
Oh, so it's old advertising.
Yeah. So I came for the Krav, and I just kind of stayed for the jiu-jitsu, I guess.
Wow. You see, walk in, they're doing they're doing jiu-jitsu, and you're like, I'm here for Krav Maga. They're like, we don't do this, but you're welcome to join.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened. That's exactly.
That's a perfect. Okay. And what'd you think?
Um,
Did you get the bug right away?
no. I feel like it took a while for me to just start showing up. No one really took that gym seriously until I got there.
Really?
Like the then batch of students that were at the gym when I was at the gym, they would show up like 2-3 times a week. And that'd kind of be it.
Yeah.
And it came to a point like after I got my own car that I'd just be there every single day.
Yeah.
And that was abnormal in the gym.
Yeah.
Why'd
you go every day?
It was fun.
You liked it?
It was exercise that I didn't have to like do reps and count calories and do weight progression.
So you looked at more like a sport.
Yes. And then there was like the social aspect of it. I mean,
that was awesome, by the way.
Yeah,
the social aspect is
I made a lot of friends that you probably wouldn't make outside, because say there is like a 6'6" professional football player. Where would you meet that person?
Ever?
In regular life?
Never.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone does jiu-jitsu. Doctors, lawyers, cops.
Yeah, dude. I just met a doctor today. Yeah. That dude with the white shirt today. Mario.
Yes.
Really doctor.
Strong. Really strong.
Yeah. He's huge. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Yeah, the culture is awesome.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
it was fitness and the friendship, pretty much.
there's good combinations.
Yeah.
I have a good friend of mine who loves to travel by himself, like do his own thing. Super like independent, unique, super cool dude. At one point during COVID, he bought like a van and lived out of it and got a gym membership and would shower and work out at the gym and then live in the van and travel. Like it was one of those gyms that are all over LA or California, and he would just use it.
People do that with Planet Fitness a lot.
Yeah. So he loved it, but he told me that one of the things that he did, I was like, "Do you get lonely?" He's like, "If I get lonely, I go to a very specific class: rock climbing, yoga, jujitsu." I used to go to cigar lounges and breweries, and that's a way unhealthier outlet, even though the people are great. Yeah, because it's a very specific thing that you're going to get a very specific type of personality that's going to be, especially that's going to be consistent with it. You know, that it's probably more those kind of people's speed that are looking for it.
And then you meet all these different types of people from different walks of life, different personalities, and the common denominator is just like skill.
Yeah,
pretty much that's what binds people together.
Yeah,
I don't really feel like I'd have as close a relationship with the people at all these gyms I go to if my skill level wasn't as high as it is now.
You think so?
Yeah, like if I met them at the supermarket or something, we wouldn't be like best friends, just because I see them every single day and roll.
Yeah, but that's more familiarity than your level of.
That too, but I feel like the level gets me through the door.
It does. It gives you respect too.
Yeah,
for
sure.
sure.
Like if I go to a gym or there's like a new person at the gym that's like really huge and intimidating, there's just always this like standoffish air until I roll with them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They're like, "Oh, this guy's really good," and then we're besties.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. It's really cool. I was thinking, I haven't seen too many people like this. I see it every now and then, but that people that feel like they're above you in terms of giving you their time of day, because based on your level, right? Like with me, right? Like you give me the time of day, you teach me shit that I'm doing completely wrong, and you walk me through. Okay, here, I'm about to do this. You can, here are the places you can go. There are plenty. I've only met one or two other people that won't do that, but it feels like it's a big part of the culture to teach, and a big part of the culture that like, oh, it's no big deal if you don't know anything. Let's walk you through. What are you gonna do?
I didn't know anything one day too.
Do you ever go to the advanced classes in the afternoons there? At like 4:30.
Every now and then, not often. I usually just go to the 7 to hang out with Drew. There were times where I've been in the area. I might as well go. It's a really good class.
Yeah, that's.
Is it the one that Thanos teaches?
I don't know. His name is Thanos.
He's like white, really funny.
I don't know.
Okay,
maybe. I don't know anyone's. I'm really bad at the names. I know so few people's names, but it's.
Does that ring a bell?
They have a rotation of teachers. Every time I go there, there's different teachers. Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
So, gotcha. DC. How'd you like living in DC? Actually, Jamaica first. I'm more worried about Jamaica, actually, I think.
Have you ever been?
I've never been.
Okay.
I've been to Puerto Rico.
You've been for a treat? Nah, Puerto Rico's not the same spot as Jamaica. I don't know. When you're there, the island kind of feels like alive. Like the land. Because everyone is so in harmony. It's kind of...
What are the people there like, typically speaking? Is it safe? Is it not safe? Is it family oriented? Is it community oriented?
Family and community oriented. Safety depends on where you are on the island.
Like everywhere.
But there's like an innate sense of like tourism is important.
Yeah.
Society wise. So there's not really too many crimes against tourists.
Sure.
On the island at all.
Yeah.
The few that are like freak accidents and like weird connections with people, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
totally.
Yeah, it's hard to explain. It's just like it's like being like a fairy tale land.
Is it? Would you move back there?
If I had the capital to live a comfortable life there.
Is it expensive there?
It's getting more and more expensive, just like everywhere else on Earth is getting really crazy expensive. I feel like every time I take a look at, Jamaica from social media. There's always videos about Jamaicans being priced out because of all the tourists, all the Jamaicans who've come, gone to like America or the UK
Yeah.
and enriched themselves and then come back. Which is kind of what I would do. Am I part of the problem? Yeesh.
We all are, by the way. We don't even realize it.
Yeah, so they getting priced out of their island just like everywhere else, but I wouldn't say it's too crazy expensive. Depends on certain things. Food, inexpensive. Land, housing, expensive.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it's limited.
Yes.
And because everyone wants to be there. Do you want seltzer, by the way? Do you like seltzer?
Seltzer's cool. It's just water, right?
It's fruity water. This particular one's flavored. Yeah. I noticed. So one of the things I noticed, I don't know if I was crazy, if I was having like honeymoon syndrome while I was traveling. I was just in Israel. I was in Amsterdam and I was in Barcelona for like 7 hours.
I always want to go to Barcelona. It's very, I feel like energy-wise, it's very, I don't know, immersive.
It's a cool place. It's amazing because Europe is so old.
Mm-hmm.
It's just old. So there's an enormous amount of history everywhere, but casually. So like someone's apartment could have like this, piece of art outside, Gothic art outside their apartment that's like, I don't know, 500 years old or 1,500 years old or something crazy like that. And like, just casually hanging outside their apartment. They're like, oh yeah, it's like, that's how I know it's my apartment. It's like, that's like my, and I'm like, dude, what? Like, this is amazing art. People like travel across the world to like come check this out. And like, you treat that so casually. But one of the things I noticed was it doesn't appear. I could be wrong. It doesn't appear. And I spent a week in Israel, not living like a tourist, living like someone that lives there because I was staying by my friend that was getting married. So he has an apartment there and we're shopping at the supermarket, not going to restaurants, like we're living like everyday life. We're cooking food. We're dealing with the fact that you got to turn on the hot water like an hour before you take a shower and you got to do whatever. And it's cool. But but what I noticed was that the people don't look at other people like threats or like potentially like, oh, what are you bothering me for? What are you talking to me for? What do you like? Leave me alone. Okay. I feel, and then when you get back here, like you walk around a supermarket, if you make eye contact with someone and they're probably below the age of 30, they probably think you're a threat. They probably think you're trying to beat them up, And I'm like, I smile at people and then they look at me like I have 4 heads on my head. And I'm like, dude, I just want to hang out.
Okay, I do know what you mean because you have to sort of do like an over performance to interact with people and have like a positive feedback.
Yes.
In Jamaica, I don't have to do that.
You do not.
Nah, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying, right? That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I see.
I think that it's caused, I could be wrong. I think that, and I don't know whether, I'm not going to even go down the rabbit hole of intentionality, but social media, your phone and your headphones puts you in your own little bubble of a world, right? I know this for myself. I'm in Costco and I'm talking and there's someone next to me. We speak the same English. I fucking love Costco. I'm in Costco 3 times a week, dude.
Costco croissants. Ugh.
they're dangerous. You have to buy so many of them too because how strict are you with your diet?
Not very, like at all. I eat healthy-ish. Like I love pizza, but I eat that like once a week.
Yeah.
My diet's very like bleak, regimented. It's like I live in Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
I wake up and I eat eggs or oatmeal. Sometimes I eat with like sardines.
Really? For breakfast?
Yeah. And couscous.
Nice. Love that.
But not the pearl one, the green one.
Yeah.
Salmon, pasta. I don't really.
So it's healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, pasta's not.
It's the Barilla protein pasta.
Oh, yeah. Dude. Yeah, dude.
That's neat.
Dude, my wife started eating healthy, and my grocery bills went up like 3 times because I'm like, oh, well, you got to get this kind of oil, and you can't have this kind of seeds in this, and you can't get that kind of toothpaste because it's got fluoride in it, and I'm like,
okay, so I know there was that level, but I was kind of raised in just like a healthy, clean eating
me too.
household.
That's how I was raised in general. Yeah. Have a snack if you want, but like
I wasn't even allowed to like eat KFC.
No. Were your parents tough?
Not really. Just it's just there were a lot of phases where something would be okay one day and then all of a sudden it wasn't. You know what I mean?
What caused that?
I don't know. It's going to church and being told that something's bad.
Yeah. That happens, dude. That happens in Judaism all the time, dude. Someone just say something's bad, and you're like, but it's been fine for 3,000 years. You're like, oh, sorry, not today. Yeah, I don't know. Gotcha. Yeah, so I think it was social media. I think that it puts us in a bubble. I'm in Costco. I got my headphones in. I'm listening to a podcast, and there's another human being right next to me. That, and I started doing this. I started forcing myself to do this. If they look like they're like confused or like I see if I'm by the water section, I always offer to help people just like load up their cart, or like if there's someone in a wheelchair, like we're helping them, reach for something. But they look shocked, and I'm like, hey, do you need a hand? Like, are you talking to me? Like you could talk at someone and they won't even realize they're talking to you. I think we're just taught to stay like within our boundaries. I feel like
everyone's a bit strained, so they're very like insular.
Yeah,
and the phone, the headphones, all that stuff is just a bit of escapism from feeling strained.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I just feel like everyone pays too many bills. everyone pays too many bills. Everyone pays too many bills.
That's my life, dude.
And they're just like, I'm tired of paying all these bills. So you have all these people just thinking, I'm tired of paying all these bills. And
so you think we think we live in a tired world?
Maybe in America.
Yeah.
Because if you go to Barcelona, like,
that's what I'm saying.
Dude's kicking it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I don't know if that's because I'm on vacation. Now, like when you're on vacation, you have a different mentality, right? You're like, oh, I'm out. I'm in somewhere else. I don't want to be on my phone because like I want to experience this. Dude, Amsterdam was fucking incredible, dude. I cannot say enough good things about that place. I loved it, dude. The coffee shops are awesome. The bikes everywhere are awesome. The Heineken factory, and the people look like a different species of human being, dude. They're huge. They're like 6 feet.
You're saying that as someone who's extremely tall yourself.
Yeah, I am. You know why? Because I grew up around in a Orthodox Jewish bubble.
Okay.
So I've always had I was considered a big dude.
Orthodox Jewish like phase.
Did you?
Because my mom wanted to like reclaim Judaism.
Really?
Yeah, bro. I've done the Passover. I've blown the horn. I've done the
Really? What'd you think of it?
I love lamb.
You love lamb. That's a good answer.
I love lamb. Just people are really cool, I guess. Fun to hang out with.
Are you spiritual at all?
Yeah, I'd say.
Can you elaborate?
I don't know. There's so many ways to interpret that.
I know. How do you mean what I'm saying? How do you interpret what I'm asking?
Well, I don't know. Spirituality, I guess it
could be anything.
It lets you to like bypass, having a belief that you don't practice every day or something like that.
You think so? Because it's kind of like a state of mind rather than practicing. You feel connected.
Like religion is a practice. Spirituality it just exists.
That's interesting. I feel like spirituality is connecting to something not necessarily measurable, but that we consider valuable.
Okay.
So, like, spiritual could be someone like I have a lot of very spiritual friends that are spiritual because they take their relationships the most seriously.
Okay.
I have friends, and that's also something else, interestingly, that's different about American culture with other places. There are things that money to me is an avenue to means to an end. Like if someone told me, here's $5 million, cheat on your wife. Like, no, dude, like my $5 million is for me and my wife and my family. So like, it doesn't help me, right? It doesn't get me anywhere. I think a lot of people look at money like it's something to be collected. It's a currency. It is a currency, but it's a definition of what you've done for yourself. I think there's a lot of other factors that define how well you do for yourself, right? How healthy are you? Are you creative in your life? Do you produce things in your life? Do you have healthy relationships that you can fall back on? Do you have a community that you're a part of that gives you the feeling that you want to participate in something to like create value, right? Like that's how currency got started, because you had a community and some people did some things and other people did other things and they traded off, right?
Yeah.
So money was always based around dealing with other people. Now money's to isolate yourself from other people.
Yeah, because I feel like, I don't know, when you feel like most people who work are a little bit low-key disenfranchised. in terms of the constraints that having a job puts in your life, you kind of have to sacrifice a little bit of everything to maintain one.
Yeah.
And just over time, that it just changes who you are as a person, and you sort of like replicate that onto other people.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a problem. Or it could be a good thing if you don't do it that way.
It's just, unless you have a job that like kind of like imbibes you with purpose or joy or like some higher meaning, you just don't really have that taxing of a job at all. You don't really end up that way.
Yeah, I know for sure. You hope. So it's funny because I have a cousin I've always been very close with. We're a year apart.
Like the cousin is basically your brother.
Not basically a brother, but he's close. Like he was looking for he was looking for a place to spend some time. He moved in for a month. He's worked with us before. When I lived in Seattle, he and I drove cross country back together. And then growing up, we were inseparable. But so he works remote, hates his job. Mm-hmm. I work with my dad. I'm not gonna say I hate my job. Mm-hmm. I like working, but it's not meaningful to me. It's a job. It pays bills, right? I could live in my house and I could support my family. Working remote gives me the opportunity to teach, gives me the opportunity to do the podcast, gives me the opportunity to row jiu-jitsu when at 5:30 in the afternoon where most people are still clocking into the office or whatever it is.
Are you teaching scripture or?
No, I'm teaching English.
Okay.
They wouldn't trust me to teach scripture because I'm a little too.
Do you call it scripture? Is it like?
Yeah.
Do you teach scroll?
It's religious. Religious. Right? You say you. I mean, so it's funny. It's a good question actually. There's scripture, there's scripture oral text, which is the Talmud, which I'm sure you've heard of.
It's a little thing with the hand.
Yeah, no, that's the other one. That's not written, and it is written.
Okay.
Talmud was oral tradition that was passed down. Mm-hmm. It's an interpretation, and actually, it's not true. Wrong way. Sorry. Get the oral scripture, right? Judaism started as an ideal, as a commitment to life, truth. Starts with Avraham, Abraham, right? And the foundation of that is he's a rebel. He's an iconoclast. He breaks his dad's idols. The entire world seems to be believing in some kind of doctrine. And he says, "I don't like doctrine. Doctrine is suffocating. Doctrine doesn't leave a lot of room for the individual to kind of make their way through." And he doesn't really know where he's going with it. He just knows that he wants to try to find some kind of truth. And somewhere along the line, he finds God along this path for truth, right? Whatever that means. I don't know what that means, by the way. I'm not, I don't know what God is. I don't know what God means.
Okay.
I believe that God exists. I believe that I even have, call it simulation if you want. Mm-hmm. And you have these quote unquote breaks in the simulation. They're like, holy crap, how does it even happen? Where you're in Barcelona. Imagine if you were in Barcelona 2 weeks ago and you're walking around and you see me at the train station. You're like, what is going on, dude? This is crazy. So that's a break in the simulation, right? And you could call that like God's intervention, right? Mm-hmm. Like something crazy happening that's not within the typical laws of nature.
Okay.
But doesn't necessarily. So that's how. So that was an ideal. That was a philosophy, right? Search for truth beyond doctrine. It works for an individual pretty well. But what happens when you have 1,000 people, or 10,000 people, or 500,000 people, or 1 million people? Not everyone is going to even understand the concept of searching for truth. What do you mean? Truth is what my parents tell me. Truth is what my friends tell me. Truth is what I experience, and I don't know. There's no other truth other than that. So they started implementing laws. So to create, it's almost like when you drill often enough,
yes,
it becomes eventually you get why you're drilling. You get the so you get my hand is here for a particular reason. My foot is twisted inward. I don't get why it's twisted until I'm in practice and I'm trying to stand up. I'm like, I wouldn't be able to stand up if my foot was the other way.
So it's teaching you practices.
So the practices hopefully align you with the philosophy, right? Mm-hmm. That's primarily my understanding of what that is, right? now we know that not everyone's going to get it. There's how many million Jews in the world?
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone's going to get that same perspective. So that's what the physical, like that's what like the kippah is for, and that's what the mezuzah is for, and that's what all these things are for, are to help people maintain, or hopefully eventually come to realize, the actual individual purpose of the journey that they're supposed to go on in their lives. Mm-hmm. Right? That's my understanding of what like Judaism kind of boils down to. Then so the written text with that finger pointy thing that you had, the metal finger pointy thing, it's called a yad, which is a hand in Hebrew. Mm-hmm. Isn't that good, by the way?
It is. It's like you don't really taste it once you start drinking it, and then you just sit for a second, like, yeah, this is quality.
Yeah, dude. By the way, that's a Costco buy right there. That's a Costco buy.
Costco.
So the thing you read out of the scroll is the written law.
Okay.
The written law was written 40 years after the oral law was given, because it was supposed to essentially be like a notebook, like a spark notes of what the oral law is. Mm-hmm. You have the oral law, all these values, all these ideas, and then you're like, I know you guys are going to have a hard time remembering all this, so let me write it down. And then when you have certain keywords or certain hints or certain clues, they're really a reference to what you already know, right? Mm-hmm. Like if you're imagine, in school or in class, if you're in school and your teacher's giving you a lecture and you take notes in the textbook and on the class and on the slides, and like you're writing notes to yourself and you're getting hints, and it's just to really remind you as to what you already know, all the information you already consumed, yes. Right? So me reading your notes wouldn't help you very much.
So it's just like a reference, a rubric.
Correct. So the oral law is a Talmud, which is a lot of the elaboration in the original ideas. Mm-hmm. And then the written law is supposed to be hints and things that you're supposed to keep in mind to constantly remind you of that. Does that make sense at all?
Yes.
Kind of?
Yes.
Did I explain that well?
Yes.
Now, it happens to be that, like all religions and like all doctrine and like all whatever, there's a million different flavors and understandings. Mm-hmm. Some more lenient, some more stringent. I teach in a pretty stringent school.
Okay.
They don't allow smartphones in school. They don't allow me to show movies in class or play English music. I still do. Okay. I got in trouble. I showed my 10th grade class Saving Private Ryan.
So this is like a school?
It's a school.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a high school.
Okay, all right. I was thinking this was like one of those...
Like Hebrew schools.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
No, this is school. It's accredited. Kids go to, my seniors are potentially going to college, taking a gap year, going to work, whatever. Yeah, I teach English. I teach like creative.
Exactly what school you're talking about. When I saw the building like 2 weeks ago, I was like, "That's a big Hebrew school."
Yeah,
it's just high school.
Yeah, it was actually so the middle school is there now too. It's a shit show, but it's a great school. And it's really cool to see kids that aren't exposed to social media and aren't exposed to smartphones, and like to see how they develop. I don't want to teach high school. I thought they were too immature. And then when I moved here 4 years ago, I got married. My wife's from New York too.
Okay.
And she's actually my younger sister's best friend, or was. And we moved down. So we were like, you know what? We could live anywhere. Let's try something new. Let's go to Florida. I work remote. She wasn't sure what she was going to do yet. We moved down to Florida, and I was working from home and going crazy. I just need to meet people. I need to talk to people. I need to do something. I need to just like be out there.
Yeah, I can't just. The pandemic, it was just like ghost town everywhere.
Terrible. Here?
Just everywhere. I remember I went to Disneyland during the pandemic.
In LA?
No.
Oh, here. Disneyland, yeah.
It was like a 25% capacity.
Yeah.
We rode every ride like 3 times back to back. But I can't imagine being there on a regular day because you could see the markers for the line just goes back. So I'm like, you're standing in the hot sun for 3-4 hours just to ride this ride that we're doing 3 times in a row. I'd never go on a regular day.
So my younger brother, I haven't seen. I'm a big Disney fan.
Okay.
And my younger brother's 14. My youngest brother's 14. He's super into it, and so I've taken him recently. But I love him. He's a pain in the ass to go with, and I'm taking 10s the entire day, 10s, 20s. I'm just like I just need to be on cruise mode right now because I'm just sitting in line. I'm tired and just jumping from weight to weight to weight, but Yeah, I went during COVID too. They made me wear a mask the whole time. They
Yes, wear
while
masks.
we were drinking, like we got drinks around the world in Epcot, and they wouldn't let us walk and drink because you had to have our mask on at the same time. And I was like, listen, I hear why you I hear why you got to do what you got to do, but this kind of sucks.
When we took the Wars ride, there's like a Star Wars
Yeah,
like area. Um,
what'd you think of that?
it was like the ship and Darth
Yeah,
Vader,
yeah, it's
like
really
grabbed
cool,
the
right?
ship. Some lady took her mask off, and they stopped the ride, and they were like, "Hey, can you put your mask back on?"
No
And
way.
then they just resumed it. I think my favorite two things was the Avatar ride.
That was crazy.
That was
no?
fun, and that roller coaster with the Yeti.
Yeah,
It goes backwards.
you did all the parks,
I did all the parts.
dude.
I didn't do Epcot. I just did the other three.
Really?
Yeah. It
You
was
got to
the
go to
pan-
Epcot,
It was the pandemic, and we had like a bunch of friends that live in like Virginia and DC and
and they were going
Jacksonville.
down for it.
Yeah, it was like, just come, Chris. So I just drove up. It's fun.
So, DC.
What about
Good.
DC?
What'd you think about the move when you moved from Jamaica to DC
I think I was ready just to go because I didn't like where we were living at the time.
in Jamaica?
Yeah, in Jamaica.
Do you have siblings?
Two.
Older, younger,
Uh,
boy, girl,
it's 2000. One's 24, and the other one's 22.
both younger.
Yes, a boy
Gotcha.
and a girl.
Gotcha. You close?
Not really. So they're just like, hey, what's up? When we see each other, we don't really talk.
Where do they live?
One lives in Miramar, and the other one lives in DC now.
I see. Gotcha. Miramar's close.
Yeah.
They followed you, or they came here separately?
Oh no, we just all came together. Like,
But you guys moved as a family to Florida.
no. Well, they kind of moved. I was living in Jamaica at the time, and my mom was like, "Hey, I'm moving to Florida. What should I do with your stuff?" And I was like, "Just take it with you, I guess."
Yeah.
And now I'm here.
How do you like it here?
Uh, it's nice. It's warm. In Maryland, it used to really bother me that, we only really get 4 months that are summertime. The rest is just like cold and winter. I think I was tired of that. This is cool. This is chill. Jamaica's not, it's like an hour and a half flight away. The food's good.
How often do you go back to Jamaica?
I've gone once a year since like 2014.
Wow. Nice.
I don't
And you
know.
go for like a couple of days or like a couple of weeks? Like trip.
Sometimes I've gone for like 2 months. Sometimes I've gone for just
No
a week.
way, dude. You're gonna go for 2 months?
That was last year's trip. This year I might just go for like a week or two. I don't know yet.
I see. Anywhere else you want to travel?
Um,
It's been on your radar or off your
Rio,
radar? Rio.
Tokyo, Barcelona.
Really?
I'd go anywhere, bro. I'd go to Turkey. Uh, maybe Peru, so we could see like the Antarctic without actually going to Antarctica.
Yeah. I have a buddy that did a Arctic cruise. He took it out of Argentina,
Okay.
and he said that the Argentinians are the best people, like so much fun,
Mm-hmm.
and Antarctica was crazy. But then he went this year to Alaska from Vancouver. It's like Alaska's fucking awesome. He goes, it's so much cool. It's so much cooler than Antarctica.
Did you see any whales on this trip?
I don't know, but I'm dying to. I'm trying. I've been emailing whale experts actually, trying to get them on a podcast because, dude, I love whale. They're so cool.
Okay.
They have a language.
Uh-huh.
They speak through vibrations, which is how we speak. We have no idea how intelligent or not they are. They have accents based on where they're from, dude.
Yeah.
If you have a whale from Australia and a whale from the Atlantic Ocean, they speak different with different like accent, like dialects.
Everyone loves whales.
Yeah, man.
Did you know that if you're in the water beside a whale and it uses sonar on you, it hurts you, like physically?
The vibration, the sonar vibration hurts
Yeah.
Really?
Like divers have said.
because it's so strong.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, they're
I
crazy.
don't know how that would feel.
Whales and elephants freak me out.
Really? I feel like elephants are cool.
I mean, they are cool. What freaks me out is how intelligent they are and how huge they are.
Yeah, I heard that orcas don't eat or harass people. No one's ever died from an orca attack. Except, the quick
They don't
ones.
eat. They don't eat people,
Yeah, they don't.
but they can be aggressive. Yeah, dude, I love those nature documentaries.
Outside of captivity, like
Mm,
aggressive towards people, because I know the.
yeah, I saw a video recently of an orca hitting a fishing boat.
Oh yeah, they've been destroying them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, and I hear that, especially if they're intelligent.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck, man? You're floating, you're swimming around, you're boating around in our water, you're fishing our thing, you're dumping all your shit in here.
We're gonna jump you.
Yeah,
Right
dude.
now.
Dude, I saw that you saw the video. You know what I'm talking about, right?
It happened about like 3 times now.
Yeah, a
It's
couple
always
times.
like it's like always like crazy rich people's.
What do you do? What do you do? You're on a fishing boat and your boat gets knocked over. You fall in the water and there's a whale next to you.
Yeah, and it just looks at you with the giant eye.
I think I die, dude. I think my soul leaves my body out of fear, and I think I just go into cardiac arrest. And I
People
die.
don't know whales for like killing or violence.
No, but they're so big.
I know they're so big, but I would remember that in the back of my mind in order to like control my body.
Yeah, you think so? Oh, it's not really gonna hurt me. This enormous thing over here,
It's
dude.
not really gonna hurt me.
I had a customer buy an ultrasound machine for me. They're a dolphin therapy center,
Okay.
and so they use dolphins for different forms of therapy. Dolphins are also apparently super intelligent.
Yeah, they can see inside you.
Yeah, with ultrasound,
Yeah.
dude. So ultrasound technology got started because of bats and dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
Because a physicist that was studying bats and dolphins, they both interact with echolocation or whatever using the sound waves, and like, how come we can't do that? And so that's how an ultrasound machine works. Like
Some
when you
blind
hold
people
that
can.
wand, what'd you say?
Some blind people can.
Can?
Yeah, like Daredevil.
I was about to say, like, dude, yeah, for sure, dude, for sure. I think there's definitely more to senses, for sure, than what we're accustomed to.
Of course, we can't even see the full spectrum of colors that like exist.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like this, we don't have the same level of sight that like birds have. Even they see more than we do.
for sure, more. And dogs don't see anything apparently.
Mhm.
Apparently, dogs are completely colorblind.
Except for some colors, but, you know.
Yeah,
They say
it's
blues,
not black and white.
they say blues and yellows show up in vision.
Yeah,
Like, specifically for dogs.
I don't know. I always wanted a dog without having to deal with it.
Get a cat. Get a cat. I have a cat.
You have a
My
cat?
cat's chill.
What do you do with a cat? You just leave it alone and it does its own thing.
Yeah. Every now and then he will demand that I sit down somewhere, and he sits next to me.
Okay,
I somehow understand his meows.
I believe that.
Like the go outside meow is different from hey, check this litter box. You know what I mean? He's very demanding about his food. He will leave you alone during the night, like he won't bother you. But if it's like morning time and he can hear that you're awake, he opens the door because
Really?
we have the lever hand.
You think animals are conscious?
Yes, 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 yes.
Do they give you a hard time about eating meat?
Who? The animals?
Yeah, any animal, any meat.
Oh,
You're eating a conscious thing.
I don't really eat many meats. I don't eat chicken,
Eat fish.
beef. I don't eat pork. I just eat fish and lamb. That's the only things I eat.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the only protein you eat? That's not the only protein. The only animal you eat?
Yeah, like fish, shellfish, and then goat and lamb. That's about it.
Goat and lamb.
Yeah.
That's Jamaican, I feel like, right?
The goat. Yeah.
Sorry to fall in that stereotype. That's literally the only stereotype. I think that and smoking weed is the only stereotypes I know of, and reggae music is
It's
the only
good.
stereotype I know about Jamaicans.
Goat's good. It's good.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's all over Judaism, dude.
Prairie goat with white rice. Yeah.
Fucking hey, dude. Definitely. Yeah. But I don't know, man. I love, yeah. So I'm trying to get all these zoologists on.
Okay.
I have two guys that gave me homework. One guy wrote the definitive Grateful Dead biography.
Mhm.
It's like 700 pages, right? And I sent him an email. It's like, hey, man, big fan of your book. Love the Dead. Have a podcast. Would love to talk to you. It's like, awesome. I'd love to talk to you. I'm like, great. He's like, but I just published a new book and it's like 1,000 pages. He was like, hey, would you want to read it first before I talk to you? I'm like, oh my God. Right? So the next day I'm emailing someone else who's, actually, it's really cool.
You're like, fuck this guy.
no, I said I'm going to read it. I'm like, and he's like, I can have my publisher send you a copy. I'm like, nah, I'll buy it. Like,
Mhm.
I want to support you, dude. Like,
Yes.
you know, I'll pay $25-$30 and buy a
Mhm.
stupid book. The next day I'm emailing another guy and I'm like, and this guy, he's really cool, actually. I'm excited to, I mean, they're both really cool, but this guy he does visual he does the story, what do you call it? Storyboarding
Mm-hmm.
and visual development for like Ice Age, and he did it for like Aladdin, and he did it for like the classic Disney movies.
He's an OG.
Yeah. And so I reached out to him and I was like, dude, I grew up in your stuff. I'm showing my kids your stuff. I would love to talk to you. And he's like, definitely. And so I hop on the phone with him. We're talking like half an hour. Great talk. And he goes, yeah, man. He goes, so I just published a new book. He goes, I think you should read it before we do a podcast. I have so much homework to do, dude. So I found one guy's audiobook that I'm listening to now. It's like 14 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
damn.
I know. And the problem is also that I got to pay attention to it because I'm sure he wants to talk to you about what's in his book.
Like Cliff Notes. You're like, yeah.
Yeah. So these people give me homework, but the truth is that you learn.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm really looking to do, dude. Like, one of the things I realized is, we all grew up in that little bubble that we have.
Yes.
And then hopefully if we mature, we become like snowballs in the sense that you can just keep on packing snow on and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But if you're not rolling or moving, you can't collect it.
I watched a TED Talk years ago about this German word called Umwelt.
Okay.
And that's like, think of yourself as an individual, and there's a bubble that surrounds you, and the bubble is like a meshwork of all your lived experiences.
Yeah.
And the only way that gets bigger is through exploration, meeting other people. And
Yes.
the more people you come into contact with, your bubble gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yes.
And I feel like that's kind of
absolutely what it is.
That's why I think that's why people travel a lot, because they're trying to get their umwelt to get bigger.
Yeah. But what's also interesting is that people, I think like majority of people, I don't know whether it includes those people or not,
Mm-hmm.
but majority of people die, I think, within like 15 miles of where they were born.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like there'll never be a time where I know everything, because there's so much to not know. You could feel like a million libraries with all the things you'll never know.
Yeah.
So I just want my umwelt to get bigger, as big as possible, really, so I can get more of like the full experience of life.
Yeah. So you know what helped me with that, actually? And what didn't help me with that? What did not help me with that was alcohol.
Okay.
Alcohol makes me, and I think a lot of people, more inward focused
Mm-hmm.
and like just trying to express what's inside without taking in what's around you.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you have like people like, drunk argument. What is that? It's just two people talking on top of each other
Mm-hmm.
because they're both just trying to say what they're saying and they're feeling like they're not being heard. So they want to say what they're saying even more louder or whatever it is. Psychedelics opened me up big time.
Specifically, which ones?
Specifically LSD.
Okay, never tried that.
I've done mushrooms in candy forms. Not as good, but really still way better than I think almost any other substance or vice that people have.
Mm-hmm.
Even whether it's a microdose where like you're taking like one or two, I think 5 candies is considered a full dose. I take 1 or 2, and it's not psychoactive, so I'm not tripping. I'm just productive. I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not in the mood to do stupid things. Like when you're taking mushrooms, you don't want to sit in front of a TV and and watch Netflix for 4 hours. You want to be in nature. You want to walk around. You want to do something with yourself.
Something internally productive.
Mm-hmm. And weed has helped me process, open myself up, and understand other people's perspectives more. I feel like.
Okay.
It helped me a lot with music too. So like with music, I'm really bad at introducing myself to new things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a comfortable person. I like to be comfortable, and I hate that I am comfortable, and I hate that that's where my natural state is. Right? If you tell me, like, I force myself to listen to one of those songs you sent me to me today, and I'm gonna listen to the other ones, but I force myself, and like every ounce of my being was like, don't even bother. Like, why? This could be the best song you ever heard in your entire life right now. Like, just give it a shot. My mom, growing up, would have to. She'd come up with a new book.
Mm-hmm.
I'd read the same book over and over and over. She'd come in with a new book.
What was it?
Any book. So, like, let's say I was reading Harry Potter. I'd read Harry Potter. At the time, it was all coming out, right? So, I think when I was starting to read, I was born in 95. That's when the first book came out.
You're younger than me.
I'm a year younger than you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just hanging out, man. Just doing my thing. I'm younger than everyone, dude. I feel like, although not at this point in my life. Dude, it was a weird shift. You know when you meet people and then you kind of assume that they're all older than you when you meet them.
Yeah.
And then there's a shift where you meet people, and then you're like, oh, I'm the older one now. You know what I'm talking about?
Sometimes I do really feel old. Like sometimes when, let's see, what I was trying to tell someone about. Do you remember those like laser pointers?
Yeah.
But they came apart and you'd have like different caps that give you different designs.
Yeah, sure.
I tried to explain that to someone the other day and they didn't know what I was talking about.
Yeah. And you probably found like that. Dude, how about this? You ready for this? I showed my students The Blind Side, the movie, right?
Damn, that was like what it feels like
2008, right?
4 years ago.
It feels like 4 years ago. 2008. You know what my students said to me? We were born in 2008. And I was like, and they're in high school. And I'm like, they're adults, like they're human beings. I'm like real human beings that are working and like making money and like in school. They're born in 2008. That doesn't like 2008 feels like 2 days ago, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy. Makes you feel insane. And then they don't look like kids.
What, in high school?
All the young adults now who are
yeah,
in the 2000s because they're all on that like human growth hormone from all the milk and protein that they eat.
Yeah, definitely, dude. I know so many people that took growth hormones. You know,
like on purpose. Not. I was joking. Like just
No. I know people that were like short, right? And like when they were when they were younger. It was not me, yeah, dude. I never had that opportunity. My problem was I was always I'm shy, and I'm big.
You're shy.
I am, dude. I'll tell you. I'll explain that in a minute.
I guess the barrier is broken in jiu-jitsu. So.
That's it. It's the barrier, dude. That barrier. But I was shy and I was huge. And I was never really skinny until recently.
Crouching every corner.
Yeah, and so not even that, dude. They'd be like, "You can't hang out here." I'm like, "Why?" They're like, "Because you're in like 8th grade and these are 4th graders." And I'm like, "No, dude. I'm like 7, man."
These are my friends.
I'm like 7, man. They're like, "Oh, okay. Like, where are your parents?" I'm like, "They're down there. You want to ask them?" Like, they're like, "Okay, how old's your kid?" I'm like 7. I'm like, okay.
Jeez.
So, I never had that problem, but I like my cousin who I was very close with. I think he was young, he was tiny, and he used to get bullied for it, so they gave him growth hormones, and now I think he's 5'11", 6 feet.
Jeez.
I don't think he was ever going to be that tall. You know, I know more than a handful of people that have taken them in their lives for that. Yeah, I'm naturally super shy. I need that first glass to break. I need that first icebreaker. So, for example, if you and I were sitting at a bar next to each other, or even at jiu-jitsu, I got better about it with jiu-jitsu, but let's say at a bar, right? And you and I were sitting right here, I wouldn't say anything to you until I got some kind of either nonverbal or verbal permission to like engage, right? Okay. So pick up your glass, cheers, or like you say, "What's up?" I'll take that as an invitation, and then I'll start talking.
I feel like that's just good social etiquette.
Yeah,
because you're chilling by yourself, but you just want like a green light.
Yeah, but I feel like if I go to a cigar shop lounge or a brewery, people are there to be social. A lot of times, like,
you want to be the guy to be like, "Hey, what's up?"
Yeah, I'm not good at that.
They're interested, continue. If they're not, oh, cool, whatever.
But what I do love about jiu-jitsu is that like the etiquette is like when someone walks in, you know who they are. Like you just shake their hand, like, "Hey, nice to meet you." Yeah, dude.
Everybody say goodbye to everybody.
So that initial handshake that says, "Oh, nice to meet you," whatever, that gives me all the license I need for all the relationships after. So like I start with the door down. So I'm okay with that.
Jiu-jitsu unlocks like all the barriers. So everyone is like they're on like a higher frequency to connect.
Yeah. It's funny because I feel like I was always laughing at people that would talk about this before I started doing this. Like 2 months ago, I'm like, you know what you're talking about, man. I was like, this is crazy. This is something else. Yeah, so you think so? It's giving you confidence, jiu-jitsu, in structure.
Yeah, most definitely.
You think that it you think if you didn't take it, you'd be how different do you think you'd be?
Or I used to like never leave my house.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's not like. Because I wasn't social or anything like that. As I was growing up, I was always like taking care of my siblings, so I just didn't really have much time to myself.
Were you?
Mm.
So that's why you don't feel so close to them. You take care of them. You're not like sharing.
Wouldn't it be inverse?
Not if you feel like it's a burden.
Oh.
Not if you feel like for example, right? I won't even say who it is. There are people I know that that the kids are a lot more present for the siblings than the parents are. Mm-hmm. You know, it happens. Okay. It happens a lot. You know,
parents have to work.
Yeah, for sure. But there's also there's also times where it's not because parents have to work, and it's just because parents don't feel like dealing with a 6-year-old, and who wants to deal with a 6-year-old, that burden does not feel like it's not good, especially when you know that
it's not like the warmest bonding.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But if you're doing something because like your sibling came up to you, like, I really don't know what to do with this about life, and like I see that you've kind of had something figured out. Like, what do you think? That's like a sharing moment. Like, I mean, that's like my brother and I, my brother's 23, 29, almost 30. I've been saying I'm 30 since I turned 29.
There's 2 under you?
There's 5 under me.
Oh.
I'm the oldest. I'm 29. I have a 27-year-old sister. I have a 25-year-old sister, 23-year-old brother, a 17-year-old brother, and a 14-year-old brother.
Wow.
Yeah, I hope to have at least twice that. No, I'm just kidding, dude. I don't know how I'm going to even afford that, man.
You have to move to Southwest Ranches.
I what?
Huge yards.
Oh, dude, I got to show you this place called House of More. Have you ever done breath work?
Breath work? Is that like when you go and they use the crystals and...
No, okay. It's literally breathing exercises.
Okay.
And
like having a baby?
Not like having a baby. You could. I know that people apply it for dealing with pain.
Okay.
Everyone has, speaking of psychedelics, everyone has DMT in their brain. You know what DMT is?
Yes.
So
South America and pills and stuff like that.
Yeah, dude, it takes you to God, right?
Okay.
There's a comedian, he's like, I shot way past God. He was like, I didn't even know where I was going, man. God, like I got off, like I could pass God like 3 exits later. But it's in our brains. When we're born, it's released, and when we die, it's released. That's why a lot of people, when they die, they say that some of their last recollections will be they see their ancestors, they see their dead siblings, they see their dead best friends or their parents, or whoever it is, coming to like take them to the next world, or whatever it is, and physically, DMT's typically being released in your brain at that point. It's a natural compound. They're through breath work, through different patterns in breathing, and through different forms of breathing, right? Let's say short inhales and then a long exhale, right? It gets your brain into another zone or another state. And it's extremely similar to psychedelic, to a psychedelic experience. And my wife did it for me. My wife never did any psychedelics. She hates drugs.
She's straight edge.
Yeah, she's loose about it.
Okay.
But she has her own family history that I want to stay away because it's tough. But she's like, you're working to have a family, you're providing, you're being productive, you're doing everything you want. Like, I can't tell you to not smoke a J, I can't tell you to not have a beer. So she's okay with it as long as, it doesn't take over your life. But she went to do it, and she was like, and she went to do breath work, and she's like, I literally was like brought back to some of my earliest memories and like these these moments in my life where I was scared, and I was able to like hug myself as like a 10-year-old that's hiding under the covers. I'm able to like speak to myself as a 7-year-old that's scared in school and say like, you're going to be okay. Like life is going to turn out fine. You're going to be okay. And like almost going back and like acknowledging that previous version of yourself and helping to recover now from that.
Is this like a center you guys go to? What is
no? So this place is called House of More. It's what?
Or did you guys go to like WikiHow?
No. This is a Jewish organization. All the classes are free, actually.
Okay.
Which is awesome. Or they're all covered. I think they make you pay if you sign up and don't show up before you go to the next one, because you took someone else's place that could go. So you pay, whatever it would have cost to be there, and then just to get just to show that you're serious about committing. But they do breathwork classes. They do where you put like tobacco, like you sniff it and they snap around your face. I forgot what it's called. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
And all these things, dude. I mean, listen, I think that I was always really skeptical about a lot of this stuff until I started with a little bit more of my spiritual and psychedelic journey. And now I think that everyone that thinks that this is all there is out of their minds. Like, I think that it's too plain. Have you ever any idea psychedelic experiences?
Just mushrooms.
What'd you think?
That's the only thing I've ever used. I got this dude at the gym. He sells like bars, chocolates sometimes.
Yeah.
Not all the time, just every now and then he'll have some.
I hit him up for some.
Okay, all right.
Yo, coach.
Let's see. The first time I think was at the Renaissance Fair.
No way.
Yeah, the Renaissance Fair, and the mushroom, beer, weed combo was like the ground was like Harlem shaking.
Yeah. Was that freaking out? Was that freaky? That wasn't like a spiritual experience. That was like a crazy experience.
Yeah, well, it wasn't really that enjoyable. It wasn't bad anyway. I was sort of, I don't know, I just felt impaired.
Yeah.
And still having to navigate everything around me with so many people.
Yeah.
And then mushroom chocolates are really easy to get in Jamaica.
Okay.
They're not really that expensive even.
Mm-hmm.
So I have some cousins from London, and they visit every now and then. And I'll go with them, and we spend like 2 months like hotel hopping around the island.
Yeah. That's fun.
Yeah, it's nice. It's, I don't know, it's just, you feel happy and you feel connected.
That's what you're looking for.
Mm.
Hey, what else are you looking for?
Nothing really.
Right?
It's all you can ask for, really.
That's what I think.
Happy, connected. Like a mushroom.
Have you done it like intentionally in terms of like trying to like figure shit out?
I don't think mushrooms do that for me. I think they just alter my perception of the present moment.
Mm-hmm.
All the times I've ever had, like I'm sitting by myself, damn, breakthrough. I was just crazy high on marijuana.
Yeah. You know where else I've had some breakthroughs? While I'm jogging.
Okay.
While I'm working out. Like a long, consistent pace.
Do you come to a lesson through trying to take your mind off of the strain of running?
That's a great question. I have no idea. I don't think it's from that. Okay. I think it's what happens is I don't know if you have this experience. I usually don't know. I usually will feel bothered before I know what's bothering me.
Mm-hmm.
So like if I'm feeling down, I'll usually feel down before I'm like, wait a minute, why is this happening? And then I'll have to try to kind of put my finger on the trigger. Sometimes writing helps. Sometimes talking helps. And for like the deep stuff, jogging, psychedelics, whatever will help. But there have been times where I was jogging where like it's been so profound that like I literally had to stop. Like I could not keep on, like I physically could not keep on running until like I stopped and like processed what it was that I just realized. You know, like, you know those oh shit moments where like you realize something about yourself?
So you just have thoughts running in the background while you jog?
All the time.
Okay, I see.
All the time. I have thoughts running in the background my entire life, dude. I always have just voices going on.
What do you think is the biggest breakthrough you've had recently? About life in general.
Recently, one of the big ones that I've had was that. So I'm a very fearful person. Mm-hmm. I'm afraid of a lot of things. That's actually one of the things that the main reason I started jiu-jitsu was because I'm afraid and I want to tackle things that I'm afraid of. Physical confrontation is one of them. Verbal confrontation is another thing I'm afraid of. I used to be afraid to pick up the phone, and I would do sales all day. But I literally, when I used to be in an office, so I worked with my dad, let's say the size of my living room, right? And I'd get a call from a customer, and I'd go to my dad and give him the phone, and he would answer the call. And then my dad would ask me to call. And so what I started doing eventually, so I always thought the person on the other end of I always look at things like I'm not equipped to handle it. Mm-hmm. And that, I think that comes from a sheltered life. I think it comes from a good life, right? I grew up with, with parents that were able to support me and my siblings, and we were always, it was always like a safe, healthy, pretty good environment.
Yeah.
And so whenever I'd have an issue, mom or dad would help.
Yeah.
That was what it was. And so that's actually one of the things that I'm trying now to do with my son is that his inclination is also to, I can't help, right? Like, no, try. Mm-hmm. Like, even if you can't, just try. Like,
Trying to give him the try.
Yeah, because
thinking.
Yeah. And so one of the things that I realized recently was I'm actually afraid of success. I'm afraid of a lot of success. I'm not afraid to be fine. I'm afraid of being like successful. I'm afraid of like the responsibility of like
being tied down to obligation.
So I used to be more afraid of that
Okay.
until I realized the obligation is not a tie down the way that people say that. It's more of an extension of self. So for example, like if you have any close friends, like when they call you and like you do things together, you don't feel like, oh, I just dedicated so much time to them.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we just had a great moment. That was so much fun.
Anything of it, you just do.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and I actually, it's funny because when my son was born, my friend asked me, he's like, what's the most surprising part? Like the most surprising part is I thought I would hate doing what I'm doing so much more than I do. I thought I would hate waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I thought I would hate that my wife is sleep deprived and hormonal and like I can't and she's irrational. My 1-year-old, my 2-week-old baby is definitely irrational. Yeah. And I'm surrounded by lunatics and I'm like just but I was like and I was afraid of that. I really thought that was going to suck. I really did. And it didn't. And it turns out that it was.
What helped you push past the fear? Because like you were saying, oh, I was afraid of this, then why'd you do it?
Disassociation.
Okay.
Is the unhealthy method.
Yes.
The healthy method is writing and talking. For example, I was afraid to buy this house. I bought this house just about a year ago in September. So almost a year ago, right? Every penny I had. And you walk into a house after you spend every penny you have and you have termites and you have to do this and you have to put that and you have to do this and you're like, what's even happening right now?
Hopelessness starts to crawl its way into your head.
Yeah.
You just kind of want to do nothing.
You want to go into your bed.
Yeah.
You want to go into bed and you want to not deal with it. You want to listen to a podcast. You want to watch Netflix. You want to not deal with it. I called my wife. This was actually one of the jogging breakthroughs I had. I called her and I was like, I'm scared. And I never told her this. I was like, I'm scared shitless of buying this house. And she's like, why? And I'm like, I'm scared that I won't be able to keep it up. Mortgages are crazy. Interest rates are crazy. I'm scared that I don't know how to take care of a house. I'm scared that I've never done this before. And I'm scared that I'm just gonna screw everything up and fail at everything. And as soon as I said, she didn't have to say anything else. As soon as I said that, it was like, it broke. Like it just rolled off my shoulders. And I was like, I didn't even need an answer. I just needed to just say that I'm scared. I just needed to admit, I just needed to talk to someone and say like, I don't know if I can handle it. I'm sure I can, but I don't feel it. I don't think it, or vice versa. And so that helped me push through. And then I realized if that's not a big deal, then something else might be. So for example, before I moved to Seattle, where I lived one time, I had no idea. I was also terrified. I was up for months. I could not sleep at night, staring at the sky, staring at the ceiling, staring at my fan, thinking, what if I'm fucking everything up? And what if I'm doing? My family was telling me, you won't meet any Jewish girls there. You're single. And my friends are like, Seattle. I never even heard of that. I heard of it in TV, Grey's Anatomy, whatever. But like, what are you doing there? And I found a Springsteen record where there's a song called Thunder Road, and it basically talks about how life is scary, but what are you gonna do? Stay in this small town? Like,
do it anyways. Yeah,
you're young. You got a whole unwritten book of your life that's in front of you, and like you get to write in it. Like you get to fill those pages however you want. And even though I was scared, I would just listen to that like particular record. I have a record player, so I listened to the record over and over and over at night, I listened to it every night and convince myself like you're gonna be okay. And then I got there and I'm like, oh, this is just another place with houses and streets and buildings and cars and people. And like, I don't know what I was so scared about, And so I think that so the more that I've shown myself that there's less that I can't handle in life, the less afraid I've been.
Okay.
So physically, I'm like, great. Like,
yeah, your umwelt got bigger.
My what?
Your umwelt got bigger.
My umwelt got bigger. My umwelt got bigger. Physically, I'm like, okay, so you know what? I know I'm not a fighter, but I'm not afraid of fighting now. Like, I'm not afraid to. I mean, maybe I should be with real, in a real life scenario, but I'm not afraid of the confrontation. So now the next thing I really have. So my friend told me, he's like, how come you don't get a microphone? How come you don't get cameras set up? Like, I don't want to. He's like, why? Because you're afraid of being successful. You're afraid that like you're holding yourself back from blowing up. You could put shorts on Instagram, on YouTube, get clips. You could get professional equipment and sound 1,000 times better, you can market that. And like, why are you holding yourself back? And I'm like, because I don't want to be bigger than I am now.
That was
I'm
the
like,
first question I asked you even. Why didn't you have microphones?
yeah,
You're like, oh, I did.
I don't want to gamble house money, which is true too, though. It's both, but but the deeper reason is definitely because I think about the implications. Let's say my podcast blows up. Let's say I become someone that's identifiable. I don't want that. Like, I just want to have a positive influence on people around me. I just want the world to be a little better.
Hobbies, chill out.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I've always wanted my hobby, my passions have always been about making the world a little bit of a better place. Whether it's teaching, whether it's writing, whether it's movies. Like, I wanted to get in the movie industry forever. And one of the first reasons why was because when I was in high school, I was a nightmare in high school. My shirt was always buttoned wrong. My shoelaces were like tied together. I smelled bad. You know, my hair was a shit show. I had like a little bit of sideburns and like a little mustache, but I didn't have a beard. Yeah, and I'm like, and and I was the nicest guy, and people loved me as friends. Every girl rejected me left and right in high school. Right? I was like this hopeless romantic that was just always getting rejected. How do we start this circle? Because I forgot where I was going with this.
Life, doing things you're afraid of.
No, but after that, what are you talking about high school?
Growing up, you were a nightmare in high school. Or before that. Your fears.
My fears. I don't remember. Shit, this happens all the time, by the way.
No, it's fine.
It's train of thought. Yeah, so I was always getting rejected. I don't remember what I was talking about.
How did he getting rejected all the time?
Definitely helps, by the way. But it also feels like shit. I don't remember. Okay, we'll have to sidebar and come back to that. We'll have to sidebar and remember that. But yeah, oh, sorry. So I was always getting rejected in high school. Movies. And I was always getting rejected in high school. And I remember talking to friends and thinking like, I'm a romantic. And they're like, what does romantic mean? I'm like, I don't even know. And I'm like, but when I hear romantic, I just think like Adam Sandler, 50 First Dates, or Just Go With It, like some walk on the beach somewhere. Like, I don't know what romantic is. And I was like, and then it hit me. I was in 12th grade. I was like, I don't know what anything, a lot of words really mean. I'm taught a lot of values from culture. I'm taught a lot of values from movies. And I loved How I Met Your Mother back in the day, or Modern Family, or, you know, whatever. And I was like, I'm learning these concepts from these TV shows. I was like, but I could also, and then it hit me. I could have a positive influence by teaching positive things to people.
Okay.
Right. So I was like, oh, I would love to get into the movie industry, because what shapes culture more than movies? Right. Music shapes culture. Movies shape culture, at least in America. You could even tell, for example, like you could watch trends happen through the decades. I was like, what's like socially acceptable or not?
I saw a headline yesterday about how dog adoptions have like skyrocketed this weekend because of the new Superman movie and Crypto's in it.
Okay.
He like fosters the dog because it's his cousins.
Yeah. I believe that, by the way.
Definitely, yeah.
It pushes things, right? And like, and even things like, for, you know, I was talking to my wife about this. I was actually talking to another writer about this. This woman's a writer, 4 kids. Her oldest son plays soccer, and like they're completely devoted to her son's soccer career. And I was like, so what do you know? And so like her husband spent a year apart with her son in the Netherlands while he was playing, and then they went to Mexico together for his career, and now they're back in Florida. But like they're like really like revolving their lives around their 14-year-old soccer career, which is crazy because like imagine you doing that, right? Imagine being 30 or 35 and moving to the Netherlands because your kid gets an opportunity to play soccer there.
My cousin does that.
Does he?
He's an adult now, so my aunt doesn't go around with him. But,
yeah.
He plays football professionally, so he'll be in Scotland, he'll be in Spain. You know,
right.
He'll work for a team, a football club in England and stuff like that.
How old is he?
Should be 27.
Gotcha. So she's like in her peak.
It's a guy. His name's Blaze.
Blaze. Really? That's his name?
It's like the nicest person you'll ever meet. So I can find a picture of him.
Wow. I love that. But, you know, one of the things she was telling me was like, writers tell people, especially women, that you shouldn't have a family, right? Like families are burdens, and like to be independent, to be strong. Oh man, let's see this. Blaze Riley Snow. Wow. Are there other videos? Are you close to this cousin?
Yeah.
Yeah?
This one's here. I picked him up from the airport. Like,
nice.
He's a beast.
This is
I
crazy.
took this picture.
Did you? Oh, dude. We didn't even talk about photography, man. We're talking for an hour and 10 minutes. You even talk about your job, man. Wow. Oops, I just liked it. He's gonna get a notification that you liked a picture from like 2 years ago. 2021.
He won't care. He'll probably text me and be like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, and you'd be like, oh, just doing this podcast.
Yeah.
Dude. But she was telling me like people writers tell me if you want to be a successful writer, she's telling me this, you can't have a family. And that
seems ridiculous. I feel like a lot of writers have families.
I would imagine that's the case.
I think Dean Koontz has a family. You know?
I would imagine that's the case, right? But think about all the movies that you've watched in the last 25, 30 years. Where how many times does a strong female lead embrace having a family while pursuing her passions? In movies, in cinema.
Not many I could think of.
The Blind Side.
Okay.
Right, with the mom. But really very few. You don't think that shapes culture? You don't think that shapes society?
I know, like, I, Tonya as well.
I didn't watch that. Is that good?
It's just a Tonya Harding story. Oh, it was entertaining. I haven't seen it more than once.
I see.
Okay.
You listen to soul music?
Not really, no.
No?
It's cool. Yeah, put it on. It's just
soul, dude.
It's like Brazilian music when you're cooking. You know what I mean?
Nothing makes me want to be black more than listening to listening to Aretha Franklin or Gladys Knight or Etta James. And I text my friends.
I listen to the generation right after that, like Shaka Khan.
Yeah. That's more like disco soul. Yeah, that's fun.
And Warwick and
Yeah, Tina Turner.
Yes.
Fucking A, dude. Dude, the song of like you have like songs that stuck in your head for periods. What's it called? Proud Mary. Do you know that song?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Love that song, dude. That song, the Tina Turner version, has been on nonstop for the last month. Yeah. Although I watched
mine right now that I always listen to is Through the Fire.
Was that the one you sent me?
By Shaka Khan.
Oh, Shaka Khan. Yeah. Yeah, dude. There's just so much. It's so funny because the more you listen to like music, especially, at least I've found, the more I realize that white people are way worse at music than most other cultures in the world, at least Americans. Blues is always better than rock, almost always. Jazz is like jam bands before jam bands ever dreamt of happening.
Well, those are derivatives of those things.
Correct. Yeah. But so white musicians have taken the whatever they thought was cool and tried to do it themselves, and they've done it in their own way, but it's I every time I listen I'm like I can't listen to rock when I can listen to blues. Sometimes I do, but like it's hard to.
I think there's going to be a rock like resurgence next year.
You think so?
I mean, there was a country one this year.
It's a country going on for probably 5-10 years now.
No,
you like country? It's fun, dude.
I like Jolene.
I know Jolene is.
By Dolly Parton?
I have never listened to Dolly Parton. I know she is. I've never listened to it. But Dolly Parton's older, no?
Yes, she is. She is old.
Yeah, I'm talking like Zac Brown country or like Chris Stapleton or whatever. No, that's not your thing?
Not at all. I don't know any country singers. I know Tanner Adele. That's only because she was on the Beyonce album that just came out.
Oh, that wasn't a country album. That was fun, by the way. I thought that was fun. Or Lady Gaga sings jazz. Do you know that?
She had a country album. It was called
Who, Beyonce?
No, Lady Gaga.
A country album?
Yes.
She had an album called Cheek to Cheek with Tony Bennett. That was like
show tunes and stuff.
Yeah, dude. The best show tunes. So
Joanne, that was called.
Joanne?
Joanne by Lady Gaga. It's a country album.
I have to look it up. Is it good? She's talented.
didn't really take off.
Doesn't mean it's not good, by the way. Okay. Right. I wanted to I started a blog 100 years ago called Life on the B-Side. And it's all the B-side songs that like never got super popular.
You're very serious about expressing yourself.
I am. Yeah. I like to share.
Okay.
I feel like my experiences are not complete until they're shared.
Interesting.
I think there's a reason why we live in a world that's interactive.
I feel like we're kind of the same but different because you just share in general. You just put it out there, regardless of who the audience is or like if it's even going to be seen. But I always try to find like specific people or avenues to do it.
Yeah. So it depends what I'm sharing.
Okay.
There are particular things, like, I don't mind talking about things that are like, what I consider like open.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the better way to that you could know me, that I've been sharing with you as like a friend, is like knowing how I tick. You know, like not just understanding what's happened, not knowing what's happened to me, but like being able to understand how, you know, how I think, how I function, and like I'm one of the least predictable people once you get to know me, you know, in the world. Like I'm very, very easy to figure out. But I gotta invest in you. You know, and I'm not necessarily going to do that until I get a good feel.
We're a lot alike. I always feel like I have to put people through orientation to become their friend.
Yeah, dude. And I decide very quickly, and if I don't like someone, so fast, dude. I like.
It takes me 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It takes me 10 minutes.
Dude, some of my best friends now, I met them like, I hate that douchebag, dude. You know. Yeah, and then they have to work hard to prove to me that they're not a crappy person.
I feel like there was a certain age where I thought it was too taxing to always be suspicious of people. Because I would do the extra effort to give people the benefit of the doubt. Like I'm just going to give you the same treatment as I would someone that I'm really close with, and subtract instead of adding.
Yeah, yeah, that's interesting. It's probably a healthier way to go about it, right? I tried that. It's harder to do, especially in business. Like when you do sales.
Yeah, because you have to be open to everyone.
One of the first things my dad said to me is like, never underestimate the amount of liars and thieves and cheats there are in the world. Like guys that'll say you're like my dad told me, he's like, I've done business with people for 10 years and then I've given them credit one time, ran off, gone, never heard from them again, and they ran off with $50,000 of equipment, $30,000, you know, even 10. Yeah, like it's crazy, you know, and like you know this person for years and you've dealt with them for years, and like clockwork, they pay you, you send it out, everyone's very happy, they come to town, you got a drink together, they come to your house, they meet your kids, and then one day you get a credit and they disappear. So I think that he's been burned often enough that I got a little nervous about that. But when it comes to like interpersonal relationships and people,
you made the extra effort.
Yeah, but you can also, I think, tell who's like a person that's got an active sense of self. And when you're like when you talk to someone, you can even see in their eyes that they're following with you and that they're engaged and that they have like a life of their own behind their eyes. Or you can see that you're talking to like
intellectual stimulation.
But it's more than, I think it's also a willingness to connect as opposed to putting up a wall. Mm-hmm. There are people where I could tell, you know, I mean, it's funny when I was, so after I figured out, after high school and after I got my shit show figured out, I was in Israel for the year, and there's a big scene. It's very popular for Orthodox Jews to go to spend a year in Israel, in seminary there, and just spend a year before college, you know, reconnect with the land, and so everyone that you would know in this little Jewish world is all like in the same place. And your first time in your life, you're partying, you're 18, you're in a country by yourself, you're free. 18's the drinking age, you know, 18's the party age. And so everyone just, like, you run into everyone in the world there, and everyone's your age. It almost feels like a college town. Mm-hmm. And I remember walking up to, I remember being with a group of people, a group of my friends, and I knew probably 3 of the 5 people in the circle. And there's one other person, and I was talking to one person I didn't know, one girl I didn't know. I was like, you know, so, you know, where are you from? She was like, I don't know. She gave me like some, like one word, like New Jersey. And I'm like, cool, where? She's like, I don't know, Jersey. I was like, okay. I was like, you don't really feel like talking to me, huh? She's like, no, not really. And I walked away, and I was like, okay, like at least, like, you know, there you go. Like you have that. But like there are people that just aren't interested in engaging, you know?
Yeah, I need people in my life who are interested in life.
I feel like you get that with I feel like you can find those kind of people with the jujitsu
Of
crowd.
course, of course, of course. Because it's like I want to expand my own world, you know? So I really like to have conversations with people. And then after I have left those conversations, I want to be able to look around inside my head and be like, hey, the furniture really did move around here because I was exposed to another perspective and it widened mine.
What are you gonna think when you get home tonight? When you get home after this?
Um, I probably won't, just to dissociate myself
Yeah,
from
you think
the
so?
anxiety of this being posted publicly.
I hear you. I hear you.
I shot a commercial, kinda.
You did the shooting?
No, I was like participating
Okay. Oh
on
yeah.
the camera. Maybe a month ago,
Really? For what?
for this jiu-jitsu gym in Hollandale.
Okay.
They wanted someone because it's a Ukrainian Russian owned gym, so they wanted someone who was like a natural English speaker.
Okay.
That's the way it was pitched to me. Um, and the girl that shot it, I saw her again maybe 2 weeks after that because I had to go back to shoot something else. She was like, "Oh, the videos came out good. Did you watch them?" I said, "Nope."
By the way,
Yes,
I don't listen back to a single one of
I was
these.
like, "Nope." I just had to close my eyes.
But you're not gonna think about the conversation. You're not gonna think about what I just do. You're not gonna think about that was fun or not.
I think I would probably be more, I have an attitude of anticipation for how our connection is going to be at the gym now, because it's obviously going to change after we just had like a hour and a half heart to heart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's interesting to see. I'm interested to see how our relationship is
That's actually so funny. I don't think it's.
awesome.
I actually think that it's probably gonna be exactly the same as it was now. I was thinking about that too. I was thinking about what's it gonna be like rolling after this. I because I think that there was tension not knowing what this is gonna be like leading up to it, and now that it's just done, you pull the band-aid off. You're like, oh yeah, shit, dude, shit's the same, everything's fine, nothing was bad, there wasn't, that was fine. I think that there's more anticipation in the last couple of days leading up to it than there will be after.
It's kind of was like, I don't know.
You know, it's fun hanging out with Dalton.
Okay.
You know who that is? Remember that?
He's cool.
That dude?
Yeah, he does real estate.
Yeah.
He's really quick. It's hard to hold him down. 'Cause
Yeah.
his feet get out of every hold you put them in.
Yeah, dude. And he has a great center of balance. He keeps himself. He said he has a little bit of a wrestling background. He was a super. He's actually coming tomorrow. We're going to record another episode
Okay.
because we started and we ran out of time. I had to go to actually a class, and we were talking about his time serving. He was in the military for 7 years, and so we were talking about stories from that and what it was like and what the whole process was like. And we didn't even get to talk about him. We just talked about a story, and I was like, dude, like. Now I gotta go, and now I gotta figure out the dude behind the story. You know, that's the fun part.
He seems like a very balanced person.
Yeah, well, we'll find out. He seems to be,
Very,
and you know what? It's
very
a tough.
stable. Like he enjoys
Being a real estate agent's a tough job, dude. It's a tough job.
the mental fortitude.
You said you're getting a lot of no's. Deals take a long time to come to happen. It's crazy. I was a real estate agent in Manhattan for a summer once.
Really sounds stressful.
Dude, it could not have gone worse.
Did they yell in the office?
It wasn't that they were yelling in the office, they were backstabbing in the office, which is worse.
Like stealing each other's leads,
Client. Yep.
intercepting deals.
Like they knew that I do Shabbat, right? So the guy that I was working with would schedule my bookings, my appointments for Saturday. Because I wouldn't be able to go in, and when he gets that close, he gets the commission check.
It's crazy.
So not only was I dealing with and also I don't even blame the people for doing this because I do understand. You know when you're walking, you're a pedestrian and you forget what it's like to be the driver, and you're always like upset that drivers are like impatient or drivers are like whatever, and you're like
That's me when I go to New York and I always walk in the bike lane.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, I feel so bad, but like I forget every time.
Right. And then, but imagine if you're on the bike in New York and someone's walking, you're like, you fucking idiot, dude. You know not to walk here, right? Like you don't, it's hard to keep both perspectives in mind at one time. So when I was an agent, one of the things that people do, which they don't realize is taking up the agent's time, they'll book 5 appointments to see 5 different apartments. They'll sign the first one. They don't bother telling other people that they signed already. Like they just forget about it. They're excited. They just sign. They just put the down payment. It's a big deal. You know, it's exciting for them. I just canceled my entire day. I spent an hour and a half
To show you a different apartment.
taking a bus into the city to show you a different apartment. I'm not even making any money today. I probably spent $2,500 that summer. I didn't make any money. And I spent all the money from the previous summer that I worked that I got paid for to do that job. But it taught me that I didn't want to do real estate. And I think it's easy to get into, and it's really hard to do really well in. Dude, so you're not so photography, your passion, your lifelong passion.
I've been doing some version of photography since like 2012.
That's a long time. You were a kid.
Yeah, this is my first job out of high school. I was working at the Picture People. I don't think it exists anymore. It was basically just like a standalone Sears photo studio.
Did they teach you? They did.
Yeah, so I don't know, just like general poses. You didn't really have to change the lighting at all. The camera settings were the same for every room because it's a studio.
You should go into stunts, dude.
Stunts?
Yeah.
I know they have stunt schools in Miami.
Yeah, dude.
How do we get stunts from...
Want me to find out? Want me to hook you up with someone?
No. How do we get the stunts from photography?
Oh, because so it's actually funny you ask. I was thinking photography, lighting, camera work. And then I was thinking that a lot of this, and then I was thinking I did a podcast with a stuntman. Super, super cool dude who's a martial artist.
Yes.
And I was like, you have both those skills. Like you would know exactly how to capture, the stunts, and and like you have the physical prowess to actually carry through the stunts. You could be a one-man show and literally do everything.
It seems fun. I'd definitely go to a class. I don't know if I'd follow through and actually like try to get stunt work.
Oh, yes, that's what I wanted to talk to you about, dude. You don't want to put yourself in a box, dude. Me neither. You say like I like to do these things, but I like to say I'm it.
I'm like, hey, going to school to like be a dentist sounds funny. You gain so much knowledge and know so much.
But you don't want to be a dentist.
I don't want to be a dentist.
You can be a dentist for 5 years and pay off your bills, and then we'll move on to the next thing.
Dentist. Yeah. Everyone makes it seem like the thing you get a degree for is going to be so entrenched in your life, and it's just really, I don't know, I just wanted to learn something.
But it doesn't. You know that that's not the case, right?
Why?
Well, I have a creative writing and literature degree.
Okay.
What am I doing with that?
I've been recommended to get one of those.
Yeah?
I had a friend.
You write?
No, I just read a lot.
Yeah?
I read a lot and I watch a lot of movies.
Yeah?
Which I feel is when you watch enough movies to be like, I don't know, it seems so cliche to say, but cultured from them. I forgot where I was going with this.
When you watch something, because you talk about reading.
Yeah. It's like its own version of literature.
Yeah, it is.
Because there's so many references from like every movie that you watch to the next movie that you watch, and you're like, oh, this outfit here is like inspired from fucking Bram Stoker's Dracula, and to this movie, and like, and
you like that stuff. Like you like that world of
so
cinema
movies.
and literature and stuff.
I watched so
really,
many movies.
dude. I love that.
I think when I was,
you gotta send me recommendations because I love movies.
Okay.
I love movies.
What kind of movies do you like?
I like a lot of different. I like any movie that's good at what it's trying to be. So if it's a comedy,
Okay,
I like a movie that's good at being a comedy. If it's a historical, political thriller, if it does that well, I like it. So I'm not super picky about the genre as much as like a movie that's well done. Writing matters a lot to me. Like, do you notice the scripts? Do you notice if they're like shitty scripts?
I do.
Yeah.
The decline in quality is like, it's apparent.
Yes.
The script writing, and it makes it hard now. It's like now I'm sort of fearful to watch new things because I'm like, I don't want it to be bad. I've watched so many bad things.
Yes. But there are ways to tell.
Yeah, you look at IMDb and stuff like that. But then
also you recognize people. Like you recognize from the people that brought you this, you can know that it's probably pretty good.
If Anne Hathaway's in something, you're probably gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or what's his name? Sorkin. What's Aaron Sorkin? Do you ever watch The Trial of the Chicago 7?
No, I did not.
That's one of my favorite movies. Did you watch the Facebook movie with Mark Zuckerberg? The what do you call it?
I know that's a really, really great movie.
So he wrote
I've
that
never
movie
seen it.
too.
I've never seen it.
Okay, so that's a style, right? And like that Aaron Sorkin writing something is a Social Network. That's what it's called. Yeah, so like I know to look out for him, and I'm like Tarantino. A Tarantino movie is going to be. Yeah, I don't like. By the way, hot take. I'm not crazy about Nolan.
Really?
As a writer, yeah. I the movies that Inception he didn't write. He co-wrote. What was my Interstellar?
Okay, loved Interstellar.
I think it's one of my favorite movies. I think it's one of the best made movies. One of my favorite movies of all time. And he didn't write that. He directed it. He's an incredible, incredible director. When he writes and directs, Tenet,
that movie was really hard to follow.
Right. He's not. I didn't even think Oppenheimer was very clear.
Yeah, I did not enjoy that movie.
Yeah.
It was built up really big. I enjoyed Barbie more than I enjoyed Oppenheimer.
Barbenheimer. Good times.
I feel like the Barbie movie ruined itself because they just sort of jam-packed all the social justice warrior thing into one scene. It sort of disjointed the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, without it would have been continued to just be funny.
Yeah.
But back to Oppenheimer. Yeah, it was just like smash cut after smash cut. You can't really, everything's like a dreamlike state, and then bam, explosion. It's like,
and then you don't know when you think the movie's going to end, and there's another hour of just dialogue that you don't really entirely understand.
Einstein, you only see him from this much because he's always standing in one place talking at nothing.
Yeah, dude. I think that all that, right? That all goes into what I consider like a good movie. So, Interstellar, Saving Mr. Banks. Do you remember that movie? The Disney movie about the making of Mary Poppins? Tom Hanks and Emma Thompson are in it. Paul Giamatti.
Okay, I know what Paul Giamatti is.
Of course. What are TV shows? Like Sopranos. Please tell me you saw Sopranos.
I've never seen Sopranos.
You gotta watch Sopranos, dude. That's the next thing you're doing.
I've heard it's a really good one.
Do you watch TV shows?
A lot.
What do you like? What shows do you like?
When I think of like good TV, it's mostly comedy.
Okay.
Because I feel like that's so powerful and transformative. Just as a good comedy.
Yes.
Because it aids in your intelligence. Because in order to be really funny, you have to be clever. You have to be intelligent. So when you think of like 30 Rock.
Yes.
Which I feel like sounds maybe cliche or common, but like, no.
I think it's funny too. And brilliant, rather.
The type of like deranged humor you have to like have within your body to make so many seasons of 30 Rock and all these like ridiculous situations. The Office is like within the parameters of just The Office.
Right.
But Steve Carell was a really powerful force and probably changed the face of comedy because of the way he just would act. Like the late.
Do you watch like big drama shows?
Can you give me some examples of those?
Yeah. Sons of Anarchy.
Never got to that.
Ozark.
I watched Ozark. That was
What'd you think of Ozark?
Ozark was, I feel like, really brutal and violent. And the way you see the family warp against each other and transform the entirety of the show. These people have like been traumatized and changed, and they've done things they'll never forget. It's really crazy, bro. Really crazy show. Sometimes, like, I think it's maybe age. I look back at all the things I've watched, and I'm like, damn, I watched some really fucked up shit. But, like, it's okay, right?
You know what? I think it is because I think these are all. It goes back to that. Was that word you used?
Umwelt.
The Umwelt. Yeah, I think this adds. I think that these are in these a lot of times, especially if it's done thoughtfully, they're investigating sides of humanity that we don't ordinarily get exposed to, but that it does exist.
Okay.
And so to be able to, I like gritty, raw, and real. Like I love when a movie ends with the good guy, with the hero dying, or like it not like. There's a scene in The Sopranos, one of my favorite scenes in the show. The premise is a mafia boss that's trying to balance his life being a dad of two, a husband, having a girlfriend, and staying on top of the mafia boss world, right? And he goes to therapy, and at the time in the early 2000s, unheard of, right? Like it's like if anyone found out he was going to therapy, he'd get killed by his own crew for like not being strong enough, right? And so he has this whole relationship with his therapist. It's very private, and there's one scene where his therapist gets raped in the parking lot, and she knows that she can tell him what happened, and that guy will is dead. Is done.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And the justice system screws it up. They filed his paperwork wrong, and he had to go. And he got to go.
Yeah, he got out.
And there was one scene at the end of the episode where she's beat up, and she's in therapy. She says she got into a car accident. She's back at work, and he's sitting across from her, and like he closes the door, and she jumps, and he's like, "Are you sure you're okay?" And like you see in her face, she's about to spill, and like you see she wants to, and you as the audience are dying for her to do it. Just get that motherfucker that did that to her. You how can you not? He's a mafia boss, and this guy got away with this crime, and her thing is, you live in a society, you got to play by its rules, for better or for worse. And he goes, "Are you sure you're okay?" She's like, "I'm fine." And the episode ends from there, like just like goes black, and like the audience, and I've read about this, and I've heard people talk about this, and I felt this wanted to rip the writers' heads off. Mm-hmm. They're like, "How are you going to do this to us?" He's like, "Because that's what I'm trying to evoke from you. I'm not giving you what you want. Mm-hmm. I'm giving you what the world is.
Giving you like a view into the human condition."
Yeah. And I'm giving you, that you're not, and also, if you were sitting in that chair and you know that someone could get killed because of something you say, would you say it? It's easy for you to say, yeah, now. What if you're actually sitting in a chair across from someone from a hitman? He said, "Say the word," and I got it. Mm-hmm. Can you say? And you hate this person.
That's a lot of weight.
Huh?
That's a lot of weight to carry.
It is. And so, do you choose to carry your own trauma and weight, or try to go for that revenge, or try to ease your pain with more violence and more pain?
I don't think there's any way for you to know until you reach that moment.
Yeah, there isn't. But that's the moment that it investigates. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot, and so those are like the big moments that. What about Entourage?
Never got into Entourage.
Never liked it?
Never got into it. It was more like True Blood, or like I really like the United States of Terror.
I never even heard of that. What is that?
So do you know who Toni Collette is?
No.
She's a crazy talented actress.
Yeah?
So basically, she is Tara. She's the mother of 2, I think. Okay. And she has multiple personality disorder. So she plays like 6 or 7 different versions of herself on the show.
No way.
And
what's it called?
The United States of Terror.
What's it on?
HBO, I think.
I'm gonna watch that, dude.
And you see her real, like in show life mental battle, where her kids, her husband, they negatively are affected by these different personalities. So they are all different people.
Yeah.
You have
oh shit.
One that's like a punk rocker, one that's like a well-to-do with like Desperate Housewife gloves,
yeah.
One that's like a teenager, one that's like a baby. And you see them have to like, go rescue her from somewhere, or they get in trouble with the law because of something that she did.
Yeah.
You see.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah,
it's well done.
Yeah, and you see how they distance themselves from her, like her kids and stuff, because they can't have to deal with that stuff all the time. Her trying to get them back, but her plans to try to get her life and hold her life together are always thwarted because she keeps changing personalities.
Right.
And then you have like her perspective of things, where she's actually like talking and engaging with all of these different personalities, and it's like a dream world kind of. And
Can I
then
put this down behind you, please. Yeah, thank you.
And then you have like the real show, which is as she lives her life, as she goes through these things, it like unlocks her trauma, and you go down the line to see why she's the way she is.
It's like that. The Flight Attendant. Do you watch that?
Kaylee, the girl from How I Met Your Mother?
No, maybe. I don't think so. It's a blonde girl. And she plays
Big Bang Theory. That's what.
Oh no! What do you call it? This movie's a drama thriller, I guess. It's about a flight attendant that's an alcoholic, and she gets trashed every flight, and then she flirts with this guy in first class, ends up going home with him, wakes up the next day in their hotel, he's dead, covered in blood, and she's blackout drunk from the previous night. She has no idea what happened, and the entire show, there's only 2 seasons, I think, is her going back and forth with confronting her alcoholism and like where it came from, and like her dad was an alcoholic and she loved him, and And then also while trying to like stay out of trouble and like avoid all like this is crazy. Like you gotta avoid being connected to a murder. And so the show is 2 seasons about that. Also super well done with in the sense where like you're experiencing like she's experiencing her ghosts and like then go back to present moment and like you're getting clips into her childhood or into her life. I think it's good that we pay so much attention to our past selves. I think it's good that we're aware of where we came from and like can try to like see where things may not have been easy along the way and how we can kind of rectify or heal ourselves.
Yeah, I think the purpose of the past is to reference.
Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to remember it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, dude. I hear. What do you think? We're an hour and 40 minutes in. You enjoying?
This is fun. I just feel sometimes when you're talking, just because we get a J, high, that I don't talk enough, and it makes it like a little shallow of a conversation.
I hear.
Yeah.
That happens, dude. I do that, by the way. I fill empty space with words. Although there is an art to not doing that.
No, I just have to think of topics faster to talk about.
Yeah, dude, definitely.
But in trying to find a topic, now my mind is blanking.
No, what do you mean? We're just okay. Well, this is the way I think of it, right?
Okay.
These are strands. These are all like you're pulling at yarn. So we were just talking about how I think that you should go into. I think you should look into stunt stuff.
Oh yeah.
Right, and that got us into the whole film thing.
Yes,
dude, it is not very hard to become a stuntman, especially down here, and it's really, really, really cool, dude.
I think it's funny. It seems just like adult gymnastics.
That's what
like,
it is.
Like a little acting involved.
Yeah, that's it. But the culture is also similar to from my understanding, similar. Like the guy that I spoke to, Tony, who's a super nice guy. He's like everyone. Like some people are there to have fun and do good work and go home. There's very little ego because they know they're not the recognizable faces behind the camera. So like this guy's been on like all the Zack Snyder movies, right? And like he and I've seen I checked out some of his reels and some of the stuff that he's doing. I'll show you some of the stuff. It's fun, but and he's just the most grounded, nice, sweet, unassuming guy in the entire world. And he's a dude that's been on some of the biggest film sets in the world for months, getting paid to fly out, work with some of the biggest actors in the world, hanging from his leg from a helicopter on set, and like I would walk around feeling like the shit. I mean, I think
kind of awesome, honestly.
It does sound awesome, right? I'm gonna get you onto this, Chris. I'm telling you, man. I'm gonna introduce you. It's gonna be a blast, man. All right. Well, how about this? Well, think about what you'll consider this.
Okay.
You'll consider this experience. You'll tell me what you think of it after you've. I'm not going to even send you the link, so you don't have to listen to it. And you could think about what you thought of the conversation. And I want to hear what you think.
I like all deep, transformative conversations. I don't think there's any conversation you can have that doesn't like to this level where we're talking for hours and hours that doesn't
you don't walk away
shift your perspective in some way, shape, or form.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's call it there. Wow, you're doing great, man. All right, dude, you're doing great, man. This is awesome. Dude, thank you so much for doing this. Say bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
There you go. Chris, thank you so much, brother. We'll do this again soon, right? If we don't do it again soon, I'll see you soon.